That shit got me so hot, my nigga. So hot. Like, yo, I do not play when it comes to my child. Don't play with me. But it's
Cardi B and Nicki Minaj are at it again, and this time it's gone way beyond music beefs or petty social media jabs.
like, it's a whack feeling when your kid don't, not even trying to you and try to call somebody else mommy.
Their rivalry has been boiling for years, but now it's reached a level nobody saw coming. Fans thought the dust had settled until Cardi pulled off a move that shook the internet to its core.
Watch, I'm not even gonna touch y'all because everybody wanna be suing people. I'ma spit at y'all motherfucker like this, like that. The fuck? Don't play when it comes to my.
It all started with the usual back and forth on X, formerly Twitter. Little jabs, cryptic emojis, and not so subtle shade. But things spiraled fast when both rappers started dragging each other's kids into the mess.
And there is an album, so you talking about no album with it? What? Y'all don't even want me to drop that album because y'all gonna be crying, because I'ma outsell. I'm gonna have hits. I'm gonna be on top. That's a fact. Y'all better, you don't, y'all never watch the Afraid of Your Parents when they say you gotta be careful what you wish for because what you be wishing for is not what you're gonna want.
Yes, you heard that right. Cardi hinted that Nicki's son, Papa Bear, was slow. A cruel jab that reignited old rumors that had been whispered around the internet for months. Those whispers turned into wild speculation, with fans debating online whether Papa Bear might have a developmental condition. But Cardi didn't stop there. She allegedly took things to a disturbing new level. Reports are saying she's claiming to have real medical records about Papa Bear. And the most shocking part? She's threatening to post them for everyone to see. That's not just drama, that's an all-out digital war. What was once just a messy rap feud has now turned into something far darker and more personal. Cardi went from tossing shade to crossing a line no one thought she'd ever touch. Now the entire internet is divided. Some defending her, others calling her out for going too far. Either way, everyone's talking. And this saga's only getting started. This isn't just another rap spat anymore. Cardi B and Nicki Minaj just blew up the entire internet. And what's happening now might be too far gone to fix. Welcome back to Juicy Real, the only place where we break down the messiest celebrity feuds and give you the tea exactly how it's served, hot and unfiltered. What started as a war of words has turned into a full-blown public meltdown. Fans are saying this might be the most chaotic beef in hip-hop right now. And honestly, they're not wrong. Things have gotten so toxic that even die-hard fans are saying, I'm out the group chat. Like, seriously, how did we even end up here? Everybody knows these two have been rivals for years, and that tension, it's never really gone away, but this time, it's gone somewhere nasty. Both women have been publicly dragging each other's kids, throwing out curses, and even wishing bad luck. That's not beef. That's a blood feud on social media for the world to see. The whole thing exploded when Cardi dropped her latest album, Am I the Drama? And baby, yes, she is. The internet instantly went wild, dissecting every lyric, every beat, every bar. Nicki's fans, known for being bold and loud, swarmed online claiming Cardi had been throwing shade for weeks before the album even dropped. One clip in particular has fans convinced Cardi wasn't just teasing. She was straight up bragging about how she'd outsell Nicki. That video spread like wildfire, and just like that, the feud reignited with more heat than ever before. Now every tweet, every lyric, every look is being picked apart, and both sides are fighting like their reputations depend on it. Cardi didn't drop any names, but let's be real. Everyone knew exactly who she was talking about. With all the shade that's been flying between her and Nicki Minaj for years, fans didn't even need context to connect the dots. The second Cardi started flexing her album numbers, the internet pointed straight at Nicki's Pink Friday 2. Cardi's album pulled in an impressive 200,000 first-week sales, a major win by any standard. But when fans compared it to Nicki's Pink Friday 2, which sold about 227,000 units in its debut week, things got heated fast. That's when the claws came out and the drama officially exploded online. Nicki didn't stay silent either. She jumped on X and started retweeting a bunch of posts that seemed just a little too specific to be random. Fans instantly called it shade, and it was some of the slickest, most calculated shade we've seen in a while. The post bragged hard about Pink Friday 2's achievements, saying things like, Nicki Minaj's Pink Friday 2, 228,000, remains the biggest first week for a female rap album this decade, and the largest vinyl sales week for a female rap album since 1991. And it didn't stop there. She reposted more stats that screamed Queen Energy, reminding everyone that Pink Friday 2 was still dominating. Tweets highlighted that the album held the biggest global Spotify debut for a female rapper, even during the packed Christmas release season, pulling in 28.2 million streams on day one. Then came the real flex. Fans pointed out that Nicki now holds 2 of the top 5 biggest Spotify debuts for female rap projects ever. That's history-making stuff, and she made sure everyone saw it. But to Cardi's fans, those retweets weren't just innocent reminders. They were war signals. The Barbs started celebrating, the Barty gang fired back, and timelines turned into digital battlefields overnight. The competition wasn't just about music anymore. It was about who owns the crown in female rap. Nicki definitely earned the right to celebrate her wins, but the timing of her reposts had people side-eyeing hard. While the internet was still congratulating Cardi on her big album debut, Nicki was busy dropping stat after stat, singing her own praises in a way that felt less like celebration and more like a sneak diss. That's when fans realized this wasn't just another petty flex. The back and forth was about to get way nastier. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expected how far this would go next. Because in the middle of all the shade, Cardi allegedly took a low blow by bringing up Nicki's son, Papa Bear, with rumors about autism. That was the moment the feud turned nuclear. Kids were officially being dragged into a rap war that had already been skating on thin ice. Nicki wasted no time firing back. She jumped on Twitter with a wild rhyme that had everyone's jaws on the floor. Barney Dangerous, ABCDEFG, falling off the charts with that big belly running trains barefoot. Still smelly. Still, you could not outsell me. A BCDEFG surgery to look like me. Tell the Rat and tell Jay-Z. Rico fraud and perjury. ABCDEFG Lighten said that her mom was streaming. The alphabet theme wasn't random. It was a direct reference to one of Cardi's magnets from her album. Nicki was basically remixing Cardi's own style to throw shade right back at her, and fans caught it instantly. Of course, Cardi didn't let that slide. She clapped back with her own tweets, quoting lines from her #1 album and flipping the script. Must call on notifications and alerts, 'cause everything I do. A hating BC at first. Then she followed up with another scorcher. Coca-Cola Barbie, the power I have. Make these beats come out of rehab every time. Go to your effing room. Nothing more annoying than a bore bee. You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. The shade was no longer subtle. It was a full-on lyrical slugfest happening live on Twitter. Fans were refreshing their feeds like a boxing match, trying to keep up with every punchline and every clapback. Things were already spiraling, but then, boom! Nicki threw even more shots, and the internet completely lost it. After Cardi dropped her clapbacks, Nicki fired off another round of bars that had everyone gasping. Broad talk and pregnant with the fourth babe, Barry. BBVHPV, allegedly. It was raw. It was ruthless, and it lit social media on fire. Fans were screaming, reposting, and dissecting every letter of that alphabet-laced diss. That jab hit Cardi hard, and she snapped right back, not holding anything back this time. Cardi came swinging with her own alphabet remix, tweeting, ABCDEFG, your man had to snatch P. P tastes like honey. Comb your bro. Be touching 12-year-old. The crowd went silent. The comment section froze. Nobody knew how to react. It was pure chaos. Then Cardi doubled down, going after Nicki's personal life and turning up the heat even more. All right, now this is the third tweet talking about my pregnancy. Like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors because you couldn't reproduce. Some, all them peas scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly. Lord, protect my baby. That tweet hit like a nuke. Fans were divided. Some saying Cardi went way too far. Others calling it karma for all the years of shade between them. Nicki tried to bring the conversation back to a serious note, tweeting, "Also, let me say this though. I have never had fertility issues. It's not something to be used as a drag. To the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves, we can only imagine and pray for them. Love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline." It was a rare, emotional moment in the middle of total social media warfare, but even that didn't calm things down, because right after that, Nicki went right back to the shade with one last line that reignited the feud instantly. Barney B and Tour Vulture. That was the moment fans knew. This beef wasn't just about music or pride or charts anymore. It had turned into something personal, messy, and unstoppable. At this point, things got beyond wild, and we're talking career-ending levels of messy. Some fans first thought Nicki was calling Cardi a culture vulture, but it didn't take long for people to realize what she actually meant, and that's when everything exploded. Nicki tweeted out the words, "Culture vol, you ugly too." And just like that, fans instantly caught the hidden meaning. She wasn't talking about Cardi the artist. She was talking about Cardi's daughter, Culture. That's when the internet officially broke in half. Comment sections flooded with outrage, and people couldn't believe she'd crossed that line. But Nicki didn't stop there. She kept throwing heavy punches, posting, "Album flopped, never wanna fight, outrank you when you go to gangs, shut the F up, come fight, sympathy, baby, couldn't pull 228K. The tweets kept coming, faster and more vicious. "Culture, you one road and a monkey like your sister Cokie. B, please don't sniff Coca-Cola with baby number 4 and 5. Culture a vulture and her mama a crow. So stupid to not see once Wendy ate that crow. What happened? They played you to do that hex to yourself. Your flop heavy tongue, hot for once." Each post hit like a digital slap. Cruel, personal, and impossible to ignore. Fans were screaming online, begging both sides to stop. What had started as petty industry shade had now turned into a family war on the timeline. After that barrage, Cardi went off. Gloves completely off. No filter, no restraint. She fired back with emotion and fury, tweeting, "Do you wish you could call my daughter ugly? Culture is beautiful and you know that. You hate so deep it turned dark and nasty because your son's nonverbal." That one message shook the internet. It was heartbreak mixed with rage, a mother defending her child, but also adding fuel to a fire already burning out of control. The whole thing was messy, painful, and viral. Every word spreading across every platform within minutes. The rap world hadn't seen anything like this in years. Two of the biggest female artists in hip-hop history dragging each other's children on social media. And from here on out, it only got darker, meaner, and more personal. By now, the feud had reached a cruel and heartbreaking level, way past music, way past ego. The tweets that came next were so personal, so dark, that fans could barely believe what they were reading. Cardi went all in, accusing Nicki of jealousy and bad parenting, writing things that had everyone clutching their phones in shock. "You messed him up with them drugs. You jealous of everybody's kids and their happiness. Papa Bear, I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom don't even pay attention to you on your birthday because she's so obsessed and dark-spirited." The banging spoons line, that wasn't random. It was a jab at a viral clip showing Papa Bear playing with spoons, a moment that fans had once found innocent and sweet. But now, it had been turned into a weapon, and that's when the internet hit its breaking point. Cardi didn't stop there. She kept firing, writing, "You said that culture, what? That slow son that came out your pee? You were wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant. And look at your karma. Look what your rotten pee produced. Now he's 5, tippy-toeing around the house and can't even spell his name." That tweet sent shockwaves through every corner of social media. Fans begged both women to stop, saying the line had been crossed long ago, but things just kept escalating. Nicki came back swinging with an even darker post that left everyone speechless. Dear Culture Vulture, your mom is pregnant with another monkey to add to her litter. The gag is she's jealous of a little baby boy simply because his hair is smoother than all four of you bald monkeys put together. It was beyond savage, and fans immediately called it out as one of the lowest points in their feud's entire history. What had started as playful shade years ago had turned into a toxic family war, spilling into innocent children's lives. Cardi, furious and emotional, clapped back once more. I said it back in 2018 and nobody believed me, but you've been talking about my child since I was pregnant. You've been jealous of my child. I never said one word about your kid, not one. It's one thing to be jealous of me. That tweet set off a wave of reactions across the industry. Artists, influencers, and fans alike started choosing sides, some calling for accountability, others defending their queen no matter what. This wasn't just beef anymore. It was war, and both were swinging with no limits. By this point, the feud had gone from shocking to downright disturbing, with both stars saying things no one ever thought they'd say out loud. Cardi, clearly furious, posted one of her most explosive tweets yet. But to be jealous of my kids is insane. You are jealous of my kids because they're beautiful and smart. And that's why God punished you with having a slow kid. You hate your child because you wish you could brag on him and his milestones. But the only thing you can brag on is hair. You dummy. I'm letting you know again. Stop playing with my kid. You just mad as your son's favorite color is 5. Get the F on you crackhead. It was pure rage, raw, unfiltered, and straight from a mother who felt pushed past the breaking point. Fans were stunned, watching in real time as the feud spiraled lower and lower, dragging innocent kids and ugly personal insults into the crossfire. Nicki didn't stay quiet. She fired back with a scorcher of her own, flipping Cardi's words and doubling down on the monkey jabs. Barney B said she wishes she was dead. Even after beginning her letter of monkeys Jake's 5, bad for y'all, she continued for raw and got pregnant with another monkey. You said, oh well, he all my baby daddies now. Your husband said he never liked you. Hubby told you Pete years ago how ugly you always looked, swollen and busted in the face from surgery. So guess what? So take my money. Yes, daddy. OW, it's both our money now. The insults were vicious. Personal attacks about looks, relationships, and surgeries mixed with animal slurs aimed at Cardi's family. The internet was in chaos, with hashtags trending globally, people debating which line crossed the line the most. And then came the final spark, the moment that would push everything past the point of no return. According to reports, this was the last straw for Cardi. After Nicki's tweet about her husband and her family, she completely lost it and allegedly went off about Nicki's medical records, hinting at things that had never been public before. It was the kind of moment where everyone just froze. Even longtime fans were saying this had gone too far. What started as a chart battle had become a personal war no one could control anymore. A war now spilling into private lives, family histories, and alleged secrets. And just when everyone thought it couldn't possibly get any messier, Cardi dropped the biggest bomb yet. She went for the jugular, airing out what she claimed were Nicki's deepest secrets, and the internet went absolutely silent before exploding all over again. Cardi tweeted, "Why it's kept quiet is because you've been diagnosed with schizophrenia and bipolar for almost 9 years. You on heavy perks, Xanax, and you don't listen to nobody around you. The only person that got power over you is Kenneth Petty. But you know what happens with that MX when you sedated." That was a nasty read, the kind that stopped timelines cold. Within minutes, screenshots were everywhere. Reddit threads, Twitter spaces, TikToks, breaking down every word. Fans couldn't believe she went there, calling out mental health issues, substance use, and even hinting that Nicki's own husband had control over her finances. Rumors had already floated online for years, but Cardi, putting it in black and white, that made it real for a lot of people. And the craziest part, there were whispers that Kenneth Petty, Nicki's husband, was allegedly encouraging her to use substances because it made her easier to control. Then came the twist that tied it all back. A resurfaced clip from influencer Kim Barbie, who had dropped the same tea months earlier. He said, You want to holler that people judge your disgusting husband because they're not used to being loved? But you know who is used to being loved exactly like you? Wendy Williams. He loved her pockets till the end, letting her do all types of substances so he could keep digging in that purse. And then came the line that left everyone speechless. That man is keeping you all doped up, mixing your nose candy with horse tranquilizers and Ozempic, just so he can make you more stupid while taking your money and letting you look crazy. That quote spread like wildfire. Fans were shocked. The industry was whispering, and even people who'd stayed quiet up until then started reacting. It was no longer just about Cardi versus Nicki. This was about control, power, and exploitation behind the scenes. Every move, every word now felt dangerous, like the next tweet could destroy someone's entire legacy. Just when you thought Cardi was done, she wasn't even close. She went straight for the jugular again, and this time, she aimed her shots at the most sensitive rumors surrounding Nicki's family, the ongoing whispers about Papa Bear's development. Cardi fired off another explosive tweet saying, "And let me tell you something, let this be the last time you mention my kids before I spill the tea on yours. While you talking about ABCS, you gonna leave me the F alone today. Ho, I'm sick of you, B." The internet froze. Fans couldn't believe what they were reading. She wasn't just alluding to the rumors anymore. She was leaning into them, saying she had receipts. That single word, receipts, sent social media into overdrive. Everyone started speculating, digging, and guessing what she could possibly mean. Now, for years, fans online have whispered that Nicki's son, Papa Bear, might be autistic. But let's be clear, there's never been any actual proof. It's all been fan speculation based on how few clips Nicki shares of her son and the fact that people rarely see him speaking on camera. Papa Bear is 5 now, and yeah, most kids his age are more verbal, but that doesn't mean anything without context. Nicki has always been fiercely private about her family, and that's her right. We don't really see Papa Bear in public, so for all anyone knows, he could be a total chatterbox behind the scenes. But the internet being the internet, people took Cardi's tweet as confirmation and started spinning theories like wildfire. Within minutes, the narrative flipped. Fans were saying this was proof that Papa Bear is nonverbal and autistic, using it as some twisted gotcha moment against Nicki. It was ugly, cruel, and heartbreaking to watch unfold in real time. And let's be honest, this is the part where it stopped being entertainment. Bringing a child, any child, into adult beef crosses every line imaginable. Autism is not gossip material. It's not something to mock, speculate about, or use as a weapon in a feud. No matter how nasty things get between Cardi and Nicki, one thing is for sure, the kids should never be part of the crossfire. At this point, it's just sad to watch, because these kids didn't ask for any of this. They're already growing up under the spotlight, fighting for their own peace, while the adults around them keep fanning the flames. And honestly, Cardi and Nicki are way too grown to still be dragging each other like this on social media. It's giving chaos, not confidence. People online are saying the same thing. Lock them in a room and let them fight it out already. Because this back and forth has gone beyond petty. It's downright nasty. No one even knows who would win at this point. Two powerhouse women, both fiery, both stubborn, both ready to burn it all down. Throwing shade? That's normal in rap. But dragging innocent kids into the dirt? That's next level wrong. Saying cruel, vile things about children crosses every moral line, especially when both of these women are mothers themselves. The whole mess is giving major deja vu. Remember the Lil Kim versus Foxy Brown feud back in the day? That beef was so intense, it ended with shots being fired. Luckily, no one lost their life, but that era was wild. And somehow, this feud between Cardi and Nicki feels even worse, because now the battlefield isn't the streets, it's the internet. Millions of fans watching, judging, screenshotting every move in real time. Every time you think it's finally calmed down, boom, something else blows up. Now we've got Cardi allegedly threatening to expose Papa Bear's medical records and Nicki clapping back like her whole legacy's on the line. It's not rap beef anymore, it's personal warfare. What started as a few shady bars turned into a full-blown feud where no boundary exists anymore. Not family, not kids, not even private medical files. Like seriously, what in the HIPAA violation is going on? And that's the scariest part. This isn't about hits or who's topping charts now. It's about who's willing to go the lowest just to land the hardest blow. Both of them are swinging, both of them are bleeding, and neither looks ready to back down. So the question everyone's asking is, if this is where things are now, how much darker can it possibly get from here? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Whose side are you on? And do you think they'll ever make peace?